Welcome back to Book Club, our look at a promised land, Barack Obama's new book, President Barack Obama's new book. Chapter 7, very interesting, talks about his time after South Carolina on the Democratic primary, the way that things kind of got back rolling and everything that led up to him winning the Democratic nomination. I think that the focus, because I like to try to make this a correlation between leadership and especially what we do as football coaches and leaders in football or even in sports in general. The thing that struck me is thinking back to all of the times that we've interviewed for jobs. We know who our competitors are. If you're out there, you know that every time you go for a job, either you understand or you know who the other guys are that you're going against. You've probably coached against them. You've probably coached with them. You've met them at a clinic. You've met them out on the recruiting trail. You know them. You know what they bring to the table versus what you bring to the table, at least your perception of what they bring to the table versus what you bring to the table. And in every single aspect, you normally think that you're the better choice for the job. I know I do. That's something I can admit to. Every time I interview for a job, even knowing people that have 30 years of experience or people who have these fantastic records, I always believe that I'm the better person for the job. Well, in President Obama's case, he's going up against a woman in Hillary Clinton who has way more political experience than he has way more experience in the limelight than he has just as much gravitas with the weight of her getting elected as he does, and yet he still looks at it and goes, nope, I'm the better choice. It's interesting in how that happens and the level of confidence that has to be, but also the level of trepidation because you're out there on the trail and you're just hoping that someone gives you an opportunity, and that the opportunity that you get is an opportunity that you can actually take advantage of. So many times we as coaches have been forced to take jobs that, for lack of a better explanation, are gloom. They're doomed. You can't win there. You can't compete there. You can't ascend to the levels that you would like to ascend to as a coach. And although everybody will say the right things about how, it's not about wins and losses. It's not about wins and losses. I don't believe it's about wins and losses, but believe you me, it's about wins and losses. I've had jobs where I did everything that was asked of me as a coach. I've had a job, that I did everything that was asked of me as a coach. Everything that the people who put me in the position demanded or wanted to see happen. And because the wins and losses didn't look right, I was told that my services were no longer needed. It is a humbling experience, but every time you still go out with that same trepidation when you're going out to get that job or you're going to try to find that job, and you're out there on the trail. Everybody knows it. It may be starting up soon for a lot of coaches right now. Seasons are getting over with. Schools are making determinations about whether they want to bring coaches back or get rid of coaches. I don't know who's firing their coach in the middle of a pandemic, having to deal with this. I think every coach should get a pass for this year. And I'm not even just talking for myself. I'm talking in general. But that doesn't change the fact that when those openings happen, there are going to be a number of guys who do just like Barack Obama did. They're going to throw their hat in the ring, and they're going to make those runs and those interviews and send it off and talking on Skype and talking in real life and asking people to vouch for them. And it's an interesting thing. At the end of the Democratic campaign, he was sitting in a room with a bunch of his friends, and his one of his campaign people came in and was kind of doom and gloom, and they were all just kind of happy and satisfied with the job that they had done. And he told them, "Hey man, either come in and cheer up and perk up, or get the F out." And I love it because it wasn't anything like malicious. He wasn't saying it in any malicious way. He was saying it with the idea that the job is done. Like, we can't do anything more. After this, it's up to the people. And if the people decide that it's going to be me, then it's going to be me. And I think a lot of times that's what we have to do as coaches. We have to resign ourselves to the fact that we've put our best foot forward. And then we're going to let the rest be up to the people. Interesting chapter. I know I say interesting every time in these things, and I go in with the idea that I'm not, but I've been fascinated by this story, and I hope you have as well. Come back and join us for chapter 8. Until then, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It would be great to get on board with us and everything that we're doing over here. We're expanding into basketball, because if anybody knows anything about me, they know I'm a basketball head. So until next time, I've been Coach Gene Clemens. This has been Chapter 7, A Promised Land, Barack Obama's new book. Y'all have a good day.